Watch until the end for access to a free language course. I often get comments asking me how to improve language skills, ideally in an easy way and ideally as well for free. Here are my personal 7 tips on improving your language skills for free. Number 1, read and perhaps remember song lyrics. You cannot imagine how much it helps to read the lyrics of a song while listening to it, especially if you have got on the same website the translation of the lyrics in your mother tongue, because that way you can literally read a line and have the translation of it right next to it and basically try to understand which word has which meaning. For me personally, this is really helpful because, for example, in one situation I didn't know how to say I saw in Spanish. So like the past tense of ver. And I tried a grammatical approach and get to the form of how it's conjugated. And then I remembered that the first line of the song Dura by Daddy Yankee is Cuando yo la vi, when I saw her. And I just knew how to say I saw in Spanish in that situation, simply because I could think of the lyrics of this Spanish song. Number 2, change the language of your phone, computer, or perhaps even games. It is insane how much it helps to look at the same buttons translated into another language every time you look at your phone. Like, how many times do you check your phone daily? Maybe 60, 70, 100? Imagine reading the same words every single time you check your phone and eventually remembering them simply because they always stay the same. And not only do you expand your vocabulary that way, but you also get a sense of grammar because all the verbs are in the infinitive form. That way you just get a simple understanding of basic grammar. Also, I've got a lot of friends who play World of Warcraft and League of Legends, and they tell me that they improve their language skills, their English ones, because they have all their settings in English, and so every time they hear a character saying something or they're in the main menu or whatever it is, they just look at the same words every single time and eventually remember them. Number 3, watch dubbed movies. Now I know what a lot of you gonna say, oh come on Peter, like how can you even watch movies not in English? Like all the jokes are getting lost, it's not as much fun, you can see that the words don't match the movement of the mouth and whatever and whatever. And yeah, I agree, sometimes the jokes get lost, the synchronization is not always accurate, yada yada yada. But that's not the point. The point is, you should get a sense of what the language sounds like. You need to listen to the language. And when you watch your favorite movies, which you've already seen, together with the subtitles in English or in your mother tongue, you can improve your language so much when you listen to a movie for 1.5 hours in the target language.
Ich hab langsam die Schnauze voll von diesen beschissenen Schlangen in diesem beschissenen Pissflugzeug.
And it might take a few weeks or months or perhaps even years, but still, I mean, it's like movies. You enjoy watching movies in the first place already, so why not just watch them dubbed, especially if you've already seen them. Number 4, watch interviews on YouTube. Now this is great in multiple ways. First of all, the interviews last usually between 3 and 10 minutes, so you don't waste a lot of time. Second of all, most of the interviews are on official YouTube channels, like let's say Wired Magazine, and they also provide correctly translated English subtitles, so you can read along while listening to the interview. And third of all, the interviews are with the people that you like to follow on social media anyways already. So watching the interviews is not like watching your professor at university making a presentation about whatever. It's like a topic which you're interested in, and it's a person you're interested in, so you'll be enjoying the interview anyways. Number 5, hang up post-it notes in every single room. Just imagine for a second having post-it notes on every single object in every single room with its name translated in your target language. You don't even need to put effort into understanding its meaning. You know its meaning in your language, and just looking at the word every single time you use it makes you remember it after a certain while. For example, you can hang up post-it notes next to the door of every room with the name of the room. So if you take German, put a post-it note with the name Wohnzimmer next to the door of your living room. Then when you're in your bathroom or Badezimmer, you put a post-it note with Zahnbürste on your toothbrush. You cannot imagine how fast you're going to learn all these words and expand your vocabulary because you use these things every day anyways. And for me personally, this is the easiest way to expand my vocabulary. Number 6, follow famous people on social media. Now this is one that I personally really enjoy because I'm on social media anyways. I am day in, day out on Instagram and I follow a lot of famous people and watch their Instagram stories. For example, I follow Daddy Yankee and J Balvin. And since I learned Spanish from Spain before creating an Instagram account, I barely understood any of the Latin American accents. And now that I follow them on Instagram and watch their Instagram stories and they talk a lot there, I get a sense of feeling for this Latin American accent from Puerto Rico in Daddy Yankee's case. And it is really helpful when meeting new people to understand them because the accents differ in that way that obviously the words are being pronounced in a different way. And so even though the words are the same, I barely understand Latin Americans simply because of their pronunciation. But now that I follow people on social media, especially on Instagram, and again, Instagram stories, I get a sense for the pronunciation, and by now I understand quite a lot more when talking to people from Latin America. So if you are on Instagram, definitely watch as many stories as you can. It will help a lot. And number 7, the Lingoda Language Marathon. Now this part is sponsored, but trust me, you want to hear me out. The Lingoda Marathon is basically you taking online classes every single day for 3 months straight and therefore improving your language skills drastically. Everything is online and you don't have large classrooms but smaller groups, and therefore you get to talk a lot. Much more than if you were in a normal classroom with like 20 to 30 people. Now here's how it works. The Lingoda Language Marathon starts on September 23rd and lasts until December 21st, 2019. And there are 2 types of marathons between which you can choose. The first one is the full marathon where you have 30 classes per month. And the second one is a half marathon with 15 classes per month. And here is where it gets interesting. You have to attend, depending on which marathon you choose, either 15 or 30 classes per month. And if you attend every single class, aka if you're being consistent, because you want to put a lot of effort in it, then you get a 100% refund for the full marathon and a 50% refund for the half marathon. There are also people who are just too busy and cannot attend 30 classes per month, and so there's a half marathon where you have to attend only 15 classes per month, but therefore you also get only 50% of what you paid back. The marathons are available in the languages English, German, French, Spanish, and Business English in case you need it for business reasons or something else. It doesn't matter on which level you are. You'll get courses that fit your level. So whether you're amateur, intermediate, or actually an expert, you'll get the courses adjusted to your needs. First of all, you need to sign up for the marathon before September 9th. Second of all, you have a deposit of 49 euros in order to secure your spot. But don't worry, you'll get it back together with the whole refund at the end of the language marathon if you attend every single class. So basically the principle is really easy. You pay every single month for the whole month, and then at the end, when you can show that you attended every single class, you get all of your money back. Meaning also, if you miss even a single class, you will not get any refunds. 0. So this Lingoda Language Marathon, unless you're rich, I suppose, or it's worth it for you anyways, is only for people who are dedicated to improve their language skills. You need to be sure that you can attend a class a day. That's the only catch. Also really important, there's a first come first served principle because the spots are limited. So make sure to pay the deposit really fast if you want to attend in order to secure your spot. So if this sounds like something you want to do, definitely use the first link in the description box below and use the voucher code in order to get 10 euros off your deposit. Honestly, this is one of the greatest offers that I've ever come across when it comes to improving your language skills, and I wouldn't promote it to you if I didn't think that the opportunity is an amazing one. Good luck, enjoy, and I'll see you in the next video.